Hello, my name is Darla Boljats. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I'm an artist and I paint paintings of landscapes and images from nature that bring peace, relaxation into your home. And I have some in the background here. There's a painted hills and Japanese garden maple tree. I wanted to show you today what I do with some of the images that I make into cards. So I load them forward to a sheet like this on Publisher. And you want to make sure these are high resolution images, so as high as you can get. Like this might be 4 or 5, and that's not very high, but high enough that when you make it into the size card that it's going to be, it'll be a good image to go on there. And then I take these and I make them into a Publisher file of quite a few images. And then I load them onto a hard drive like this. I then take this hard drive down to the print shop and print them out just one sheet to see if it matches the color of my painting, to see if it's good quality, because sometimes you can go to a print shop and there's roller bars that show up on your print, and you don't really want that on a card, especially if you're going to try to sell them. So I sell cards at my shows for $6. And I know you can go to the store and get Hallmark cards for a lot more than that. But I hand make these cards. I take the images from my paintings, like I showed you. And this one is Belle. That was a cat that I painted a while ago. And these 3 are dogs that are down here. One of the neighbors of mine and a client of mine. Anyway, so I take these and I have my own paper cutter. And I take them on this hard drive and I go get them printed out, after I make sure it's all going to print out well. Hello again. So here I am cutting out the cards. Now, this one, I don't know if you noticed or not, but they're not really straight. There's not a straight line to cut them. So I took scissors and I cut down this line. And then I'm ready to cut them out on the cutter. And I just line them up. They have a nice little line right here. And I make sure it's going to be on both sides, lined up right on the end. And I do this when I'm getting ready to make cards, so I can get a whole bunch of these already cut out, ready to go. I want to make sure my lines line up on the top and on the bottom and also on this side before I cut. And you might see my dog sneaking by. He's afraid of loud noises, but it's okay. He'll get over it. Oh, there goes the cat following him. The cat chases the dog. It's actually funny. Anyway, okay, so gonna continue cutting this out. You get the idea. Just line it up to that line and cut. And again. And when I'm doing this, I'm really not thinking about much except lining up those lines and making sure to get the whole picture in and cutting outside of it. So I just have a little bit more to do with that. But like I said, you get the idea. So for this part, I need to go outside because I need the fresh air. I don't want to use this inside. You don't want to sit there and be breathing it. And besides, when I end up bringing the cards back and forth, sometimes it leaves a little bit of smell in the house anyway. So I wanted to show you, this is actually foam core covered with multiple layers of plastic, and currently the last layer is wax paper and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna lay this on the ground, and we just have aggregate on the ground. So you shake well. Okay, so I'm gonna strategically place these on here. You wanna make sure it's not a windy day, because these will get blown all over the backyard. And especially once you put the spray on them, they're super sticky, and you don't want them sticking to the cement or getting dirt on them before you put them on the cards. Okay, so I'm ready to start spraying, and I'm just gonna come in here and give it a quick back and forth. And I wanna make sure I can hear it spraying just fine. I don't want any big globs of glue coming out. So far that hasn't happened, which is good. When I get to the end, you wanna follow the directions on the package, but turn your can upside down so that you can get all the glue out of the opening. And then these are gonna go onto the backs of cards. I'll show you that. When you're taking them off of here, I'd recommend you use gloves because this is really sticky. And what you wanna do, whoops, I just laid it on top of another one. You don't wanna get the glue on the front. So as you're taking it off, I'm gonna just do one at a time. I wanna make sure it stays in the square that it was in. Otherwise it'll get the glue that was sprayed around it on the front of it. So we'll bring this in for a card. Cards come in a multi-pack and they have a crease with a bump on it. And I'm just gonna fold these maybe a couple times just to get that to fold pretty well. There we go. Lay it down. I want to make sure it's gonna open up correctly. Yep, it's the right direction. Just line it up, just eyeball it. Once you got it where you want it, press it down. And then this goes onto a stack of cards that are already ready to go underneath a book. And I'm just gonna put it face down on there and put a weight that doesn't have any, like something that's bigger than this, like a book, a heavy book. So I'm gonna go grab one. So after they've sat underneath a heavy weight, I have a stamp with my website on it that I stamp the back with, so people know where they can find more of my art, and then, and also who made the card, right? So then I sign the front, and this is called Watson. And then I sign my name. Then I get the envelopes, which come in the same package, and I take out a few of them and make sure each one of these has an envelope in it so that whoever purchases it can actually, you know, mail it to somebody. And just get these all ready to go. And then I have plastic bags that I got. I'll show you those in just a minute here. Then I can put them into a clear bag, which I get at clearbags.com. Let's see if we can put this in there. And then it has a little peel off strip on the top, and that makes it so that you can sell it. I double check, make sure I signed it, just in case I get ahead of myself. There we go. And then I have little price tags. I'll show you those in a minute. So this one is the version that's portrait, and this one is landscape. These are the kind of labels I use to put prices on the back of my cards. I can make them on the computer and save it as a file. This label has my Instagram handle on it, which is @DKBoljat. It also has my website on it, where you can find these cards. You know, it also has the price on it. So my website is www.dkboljat.com. I hope you visit, and I hope you subscribe to this channel. Thank you for joining me for the tutorial on how to do your own cards. And I hope you do it. I'd love to hear if you do. I want to mention one more thing. The foam core that I glued the back of the pictures on before I put them onto the card, the reason it has so many layers, if you haven't already figured that out, is because when I did spray this with the spray glue, it's sticky now. So I can't use this side again for new cards because I don't know where all the little spots are that I glued. So I put plastic over the top of it, and that way I don't get more glue onto the next set of cards. Well, thank you for joining me, and I hope you subscribe.